because of why I search the deep through endless nights, no time to sleep. The call inside I can't deny. I'll find the light because of why.
Hey everyone, so let's clear up one of the most common mix-ups you hear about, Romanians versus the Romani people. If you've ever found yourself wondering, wait, what's the difference? Or why there's so much confusion in the first place, you are in the right spot. Let's dive right in. Right? You've heard all these terms, Romanian, Romani, Gypsy, and a lot of times you see them used like they mean the same thing. And if you've ever felt just a little bit confused about what's what, trust me, you are not alone. It is a super common mix-up, and today, we're going to get to the bottom of why. So here's our game plan. We'll start with why this is such a common point of confusion. Then we'll get into the core differences and the completely separate origins of these two groups. After that, we'll look at the reasons for the mix-up, and finally, we're going to tackle the word gypsy. Okay, first things first, where does this confusion even happen? Because, and this is pretty interesting, it's not really a worldwide thing. It's way more common in some parts of the world than others. See, if you're in Eastern Europe, especially in the Balkans, the difference between Romanians and Romani people is, well, it's just common knowledge. The history and the cultures are right there. But the further away you get, say into Western Europe or over in the United States, that clarity starts to fade. And those similar sounding names in English really start to cause trouble. All right, let's get to the single most important thing to take away from all of this. Ready? Romanians and Romani people are two completely different, totally distinct ethnic groups. They are not the same, they're not related, it's not even close. And this chart really breaks it down. Romanians, they're an ethnic group native to the country of Romania. They speak Romanian, which is a Romance language like French or Spanish that comes from Latin. Their name literally comes from the Roman Empire. Now, the Romani people, they're an ethnic group whose origins trace all the way back to northern India. They speak the Romani language, which is related to languages like Hindi. So we're talking totally separate origins and not even in the same language family. And I absolutely love this analogy from a Reddit user because it just nails it. Comparing the difference between the Romanian language and the Romani language to Spanish versus Hindi, that's perfect. It shows you just how unrelated they are. There is zero way a speaker of one could understand the other. This isn't just a different dialect, it's a completely different branch on the human language tree. So let's dig into those histories for a second, because their timelines don't just go in different directions, they literally start on opposite sides of the continent. This timeline really puts it all in perspective. The story of the Romanian people kicks off way back around 100 AD, when the Roman Empire expanded into a region called Dacia, and their name, Romanian, means, well, Roman. Now, fast forward hundreds of years. The Romani people begin a long migration out of the Indian subcontinent. Their name, Romani, comes from their own language, from the word Rom, which just means man. So, and I'm going to say this again, because it's the whole point, the fact that Romanian and Romani sound alike is a complete and total fluke of language. One name comes from the Latin word for Roman, the other comes from the Romani word for man. Just pure coincidence. Okay, so if they are so different, why in the world is everyone still so confused? Well, it basically comes down to a perfect storm of three main reasons. First, as we've already covered, the names just sound incredibly similar in English. It's an easy mistake to make. Second, and this is a huge one, the country of Romania has one of the largest populations of Romani people in all of Europe. And that leads directly to number three, shared nationality. A Romani person who is born and lives in Romania is a Romanian citizen. In fact, more than 8% of the entire population of Romania is Roma. So think about it. When a person from the Romani ethnic group who holds a Romanian passport travels to another country, their legal nationality is Romanian. You can see how, for someone who doesn't know the history, this would just cement the confusion between their ethnicity and their nationality. All right, it's time to talk about the final and definitely the most controversial piece of this whole puzzle, the word gypsy. So where did this word even come from? It's basically a shortened, mangled version of the word Egyptian. Yep. When the Romani people first started arriving in Europe centuries ago, Europeans just mistakenly assumed they came from Egypt. And the name, well, it's stuck. So the word itself is based on a complete historical error. Now, it's really important to know that today, the word gypsy is often considered a derogatory term, even a slur, because of its long history of being used to persecute the Romani people. But the situation is, well, it's complicated. Some Romani people have actually reclaimed the word and use it to identify themselves. You'll also see similar-sounding words in other languages, like Gitano in Spain or Cigani in Slavic countries, and whether those are offensive can really depend on who's saying it and in what context. So, after all of that, what is the one big takeaway? It's this simple. Romanians are the people from the nation of Romania. The Romani are a completely separate ethnic group with ancient origins in India. They are just not the same people. It really is that straightforward.
It kind of leaves you with a pretty big question, doesn't it? How can a simple coincidence of language, just a trick of the ear, end up shaping how we see entire groups of people and even blur their unique identities for centuries? I really hope this helped clear things up for you. If it did, do me a favor and hit that like button, share it with someone you know, and of course, subscribe for more explainers like this one. We love to hear what you think down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Because of why I search the deep through endless nights, no time to sleep. The call inside I can't deny. I'll find the light because of